Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel, and I hope that you're doing well, and I hope that you're also enjoying this edge so far. Now, a slightly delay in posting. So we're going to go through last week's price action on USD CAD. So let's just get straight into it, and we are going to start from Monday. Actually, before we start into it, as mentioned in the previous video about creating a Discord just for this edge, that will go ahead, and again, it will be a small one-time fee which can be used as a, for example, it can be used as credit towards anything that we offer at Vertex. It's more, it gives you a space. It's not necessary for the edge as such. It's more, it will give you defined rules, like break-even rules, the New York rules, our invalidation rules. I'll carry on posting the breakdowns here, but that'll be a bit more refined. But the main thing about it is having that support from myself and James, where when you are doing your testing and when you are going away and trying to adapt this edge, because as I said, like USD CAD was a very random pair that I picked just for this testing video, and obviously I've done deeper testing. I realized this edge is actually better than I thought it would be. Um, so why not create something that will allow you to give you that will give you the tools to produce edges of your own, as well as help you along in your own testing. That is the main thing that the Discord is for, as well as being able to trade as part of a community. So if you've been following us for a while, you know that we've released the DPC back in 2023, the updated version, which is our true mechanical edge. And we've been posting all our results here live on the website in live time, where we're currently sitting at over 3,000%. All our monthly results are posted here. As not only that, you see examples of members' replications, and the reason why you see so many replications, this is only a handful. If you go to our Instagram page, you'll see replication after replication, to the point where you'd think it's the same post, when in reality it's purely the same edge being replicated by all our members that are following the DPC edge. And the only way that this level of replication is only possible because we have an edge that has zero discretion, zero guesswork, same stop loss, same TP, same session, same targets. Everything is exactly the same. So all our members are achieving the exact same results. Now, at some point in this video, probably near the end, you'll get some sort of discount code. Purely because this is the first video back. You can access any of our programs, and you can use whatever discount code I choose to give. I don't actually know at the minute, but what I suggest doing is thinking about this as an investment, as an investment for yourself, because you have to think about it in terms of, if you're watching this video, you're here because you want to progress your trading, and the way you can do that is by enhancing your enhancing your knowledge base. And I know buying into a mentorship may sound like it's a bit of a scam or whatever. I know, especially in this industry, but we've been around since 2019. We've not changed, and if anything, edges have just got better and better. And we've actually developed programs which are accessible for most people, well, for pretty much everyone. We've given also monthly fee options where it can make it easier for you. And as I said, every single trade is posted, and there's no way you can really digress unless you change the system yourself. Anyway, we also do have the Vertex algo coming soon, which is going to be our EA for our DPC edge, so you can achieve those exact same results but hands-free. That'll be coming soon, so be sure to keep an eye on that. And before we carry on with the video, I also want to mention Vertex Funding. If those of you aren't aware, that we do have our own funding platform, and we've been around for a few years now, and we've sort of made a name for ourselves. And we have just released our instant accounts, where you can simply choose your account, start trading it and profit, and then you can withdraw whenever you wish, really. There's no minimum trading days. You can withdraw from day one, no consistency rule, and you can compound it to however much you wish. But we do have also a two-phase option, which is slightly cheaper for you guys. So you can play around with this website. The link to this website will be in the description below, and you can do everything from this page. Anyway, without further ado, let's get going. So let's start from Monday. I did have a look at this week, so I already know the price action. To be fair, I'll explain why in another video, why I already seen this week, which is quite exciting though. So from Monday, all we have, and to be honest, I also keep an eye just in case if things have changed. I know, because I know the fractals change, the candles change, and then I have a rough idea of what it was actually live. So then when you're comparing it to live data, you can compare yourself and you know what's happened, what hasn't happened. Anyway, we have obviously a bearish sweep, so we're looking to go long. So let's go straight into the session and see what we find. Okay, so the first sweep that we have is here. So let's go. I believe this was a -3 day from what I remember. There we go. I'm just going to leave that there, and then 5, and that gets taken out here. Okay, now the next sweep that we have, so that's still the major sweep here. Everything else in between is minor. Gets invalidated, that gets invalidated, nothing. So then we have a sweep here, which is obviously off the major as well and the minor. So let's go on to that, and that was here with a stop loss of 1.8, and that gets taken out as well. And then we look for the next trade. So the last major low is here, and then we have minor sweeps in between, and then we have a low, and that gets triggered as soon as you get taken out as well. So it gets triggered on this candle. Stop loss was 1.9, and then again that gets taken out. So we're sitting at -3 for this one, and that brings I believe June was at 57 hours, so -3. So we're sitting at 54 hours for that whole month. For the whole month of June, for the whole month of June, sitting at 54 hours. But anyway, that was a -3 day. Let's move on to Tuesday. And the thing is, for some people who've watched the video, say you watched the last week and then you start trading it on the, and you start trading it on the Monday and you took this 3-hour loss, a lot of people already switch off and forget what mechanical trading is and the fact that it's based on data. I mean, you can't let results like that put you off. Say you've had such a good month, you can't let results like that just put you off, which tends to happen. And I get it to an extent where I had the same issue myself. I mean, I think all traders sort of go through that. So I fully understand. So what we have here, the low gets taken here, and then obviously we're looking to go long. So let's get into the session. So okay, right, where's the sweeps? Okay, so we have a first sweep here with the entry there and stop loss there. Forget that, and that gets taken out obviously. But that was 2 pips. Okay, so the next trade that's the last major low. So we get that. That gets taken out, invalidated. Where's the next sweep? We have a sweep here, no entry. That didn't get validated, so we have a sweep here. So from this sweep, and it gets triggered in by this candle. Stop loss was here, that would be just 1 pip. So we're looking for a 5 pip move. So just 5R, and that doesn't get hit, unfortunately. But then we get swept again, and then we get triggered. Just there, I doubt this would make 2.4. And then this will be 5R, which doesn't make it, and it gets taken out. So again, we're sitting at another -3R day. Okay, so let's move on to Wednesday. So we're at -6R at the moment. Let me write that here, just so I can keep track. Okay, so next one, let's go to Wednesday. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, so the first thing that we can see is that the last thing that happens is that the high is getting swept, so we're looking to go short. So let's go into the session and let's start looking for our sweeps here. So hold on, let's let this helicopter pass. Okay, so no sweep. We have a sweep here which gets triggered in there, so that's a trigger. Stop loss 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, that gets taken out here, and then the price just continues going, nothing, no sweep. We have a sweep but invalidation. We have a sweep here and trigger, so, and then stop loss is here. I doubt this will make it. 4 5, and then yeah, that's not making, that's taken out, and then the session's finished. So this is a -2R day, so -2R, so we're sitting at -8R. This is the biggest losing streak actually so far for this edge, surprisingly. Anyway, we move on. Next one. Okay, so what day are we on? Thursday, so let's pause that there, went a bit too far. Let's go back to here. Okay, so the last thing to happen is the last fractal sweep was here, and then yeah, we're looking to go short, so let's go and see what we find. So it's a large major range. Okay, so we have a sweep here and it gets triggered, so that obviously gets taken out anyway. That's there, so that'd be 1.9, and that gets taken out on this one. Then we have another sweep, and then that gets invalidated. Then we have another sweep, but that also gets invalidated. However, what we have is the major range from this low to this high, and that's swept here. So as that sweeps, that gets triggered in by the next candle. That's going to be a long, well, a big stop loss, I think. So 1 2 3 4 5, and then this is going to be looking for 3R, which sits here. There. Okay, so -1 plus 3, so we're looking at 2R for today, and then that gives our overall to -6R. So 2R, and then that gives us to -6. Okay, so -6, and we're looking for Thursday. The worst that can happen is that we lose 3R on Friday, and the best thing that can happen is that we win 5R or 3R. Okay, so let's get into it for Friday's trades. There we go, there's Friday. Okay, so the last thing to happen is that the low is being taken. That's a huge move there. Okay, so let's start looking for any sweeps. So let's pay attention to the major range, which is from here to here. Very weird looking candles. I don't remember looking like this. Anyway, so sweep, no entry. Sweep, no entry, invalidation. Sweep, no entry. So now that's the major low. Okay, and that's the high. Sweep, no entry. Sweep, no entry. Just make sure I've not missed anything. So the high wasn't taken here, so I think this would be a -1 here. So we've got a sweep of this low, and it gets triggered on the next candle here. So it's sitting there, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that gets taken out on the next candle. Okay, and then we have a sweep. It gets invalidated, and then we keep going. Okay, then we have a sweep here, very late on in the session though, and that gets triggered in the next one. 3.7, so we're looking for a 3R move should that hit. So 3R is there. Okay, let's just see what happens. Okay, so that hits there. Okay, so we are sitting at -1 plus 3. We're sitting at 2R. So 2R, and that gives us overall to -4R for the week. Let me just double check that I was correct. Yeah, so -4R for the week, which isn't a huge loss. I think it's weeks like this that will really test the patience of a lot of you, and I fully understand it. And it's about accepting that this will happen. That's the main thing, that you have to understand that you will have losing periods, especially last month, all right, you had 54R, and now you're sitting at -4R, so you're still 50R up if you think about it in that way. Obviously it depends on when you start. Some people watched the videos last week, started this week, and now they're all upset. Now, as I said, this is an edge for you to go away and test, but this is an edge. At the end of the day, it's about having that edge over the market, and you will have losses along the way. For some reason, I don't know what it is. I've never had that issue as such, but I don't know what it is with. I don't know if it's social media, because I didn't really follow social media when I was young. I mean, at the age of 21, I deleted all that stuff. But I don't know if it's the way that Forex is portrayed, where all you see is wins, when that's not the case, and that's not reality at all. And then when you do see a loss, it's a complete shock to the system, because you don't expect it, and you never thought that you're gonna lose. You will have losing periods. And another thing is, I think obviously funding challenges also offer that sort of pressure, which is why obviously like funding challenges like Vertex funding, obviously we don't have that. We got unlimited days. There's no pressure. There's no rush. But it's data like this where you utilize it, and then you pick what risk you use. It's very hard to blow an account if you use an appropriate risk. I think the biggest thing is, for some people, they will go for, and I did this, to be fair, I did this myself, where I would have an edge, and I know that it works, but because I see the numbers in my head, and I see it popping up, and I think, oh, you know what, why not let's do 0.5% risk, why not do 1% risk? I used to do 2% risk back in the day, which is absolutely stupid. 2% risk was crazy, but that was back in the day. That was what was taught to me. That's all I knew. Now I only use 0.25%, and I'm more than happy. But obviously, that's depending on, I'm happy, but I'm also trading with a fair bit of capital. So 0.25%, money-wise and numbers-wise, is still a decent return. Whereas, obviously, on smaller accounts, you won't feel that. You won't feel the monetary return. However, you have to build the habits in early. Otherwise, you really will struggle going forward. But anyway, that was the end of this video. So we're sitting at, so that was -4R for the week. And then if we take away Monday, so we count July. So July was -3, -5, -3. We're sitting at -1. I don't know why I had to do that. Yeah, we're sitting at -1 for the month of July. So I'll keep a track of that as well. But anyway, in the next video, I will be going through the New York edge, and I'll explain the pairs that we've been testing, and the timings for New York as well. These aren't the timings just yet. I'm still adjusting the timing. Same with London. I think the timing may adjust a little bit, but I'm somewhat happy. I'm confident in the London timing and the Frankfurt timing purely because that's the session I've been trading for years. New York, I haven't actually traded myself in such a long time. I can't remember the last time I traded in New York. I think that was when I was like 22, 23, and I'm 28 now. Well, going to be 29, so it's it's been a very long time since. But the pair that we've chosen is actually, yeah, functions very well for New York. It's just about being, as long as you're on the right side of the market, you'll get your return very, very quickly. And a rate of return is so important for me. Like for example, these trades are, I would say, somewhat long. I prefer ones that will finish off in the session itself, because that's the moves we're tending to try and catch. Like even like Frankfurt Open, or like this, I would say like we've had really dull sessions apart from this one. It's just a shame we didn't catch this move there. Like most of the sessions have been pretty dull. I mean that shot off just before 8 o'clock. This shot off around just after 8 o'clock. That's the thing that happens. It either goes from 7, which is Frankfurt Open, or you get 8 o'clock, you get an impulse, which is London Open. But yeah, it's been pretty I would say pretty dead this last week. But anyway, we crack on, and I will speak to you all and see you all in the next video. And keep an eye for our Instagram. The link will be in the description below, about the Blueprint Edge Discord. As I said, it'll be a very low fee, and the main thing is having that access to myself and James, where we can guide you and support you in your own testing and creating your edges and building that profitability with you. It's not, as I said, I'm not going to take away anything that I'm teaching here. I'm going to keep on doing these breakdowns. That's not a problem. It's just that Discord will give you that priority where you can have access to us. As I said, it's the time, it's my time and James's time that you are paying for, as well as being accountable for yourself, because I feel like when there's money involved, it forces you to have to be proactive in your own education. And as I said, it's going to be less than $200 as a one-time fee. And as I said again, it can be utilized to, if you wish to go join the full mentorship or wish to purchase our algo, which actually, saying that, our algo will be released in the next 2 weeks. We will have a pre-sale potentially at the end of this week or early next week, where you can secure your spots for a substantially less of a fee, which is very exciting. I mean, I've used the algo for a while now. It's been running on my accounts during the whole testing phase, and so I've not traded manually for a fair while. It's just we just need to make sure everything was perfect before we can release it, and the file's done, everything's done. It's just we need to sort the licensing, and then we are all good to go. But anyway, take care of yourself, and I'll speak to you all in the next video.